All right.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the Center City Residents Association Zoning Committee. CCRA is a 75-year-old nonprofit civic association. As a nonprofit, we encourage everyone to become a member, which can easily be done through our website. There are several benefits of becoming a member, one of which is being notified of all proposed zoning changes within our area. CCRA is the recognized registered community organization for our area. Our boundaries are from are from South Street to JFK and Broad Street to the Schuylkill River. Our committee works as follows. First, the applicants are to present. We ask that applicants address the specific refusals or referrals. We ask for no interruptions as applicants give their full presentation. After the presentation, the zoning committee will have a chance to ask questions. After the zoning committee's questions are completed, we then open the meeting to the community. When addressed, we ask that you state your name and address. We ask that you keep your questions succinct and to the variance being discussed. We also ask that you try not to repeat other people's questions. If you agree with someone, you're just welcome to raise hand in the Zoom function and state that you agree. If there's a spokesperson for the neighbors, we ask that person speak and on behalf of the entire group. After we hear from all the applicants and listen to all the community comments, our committee meets in a closed session and we always vote in 3 ways: oppose, not oppose, or not oppose with provisos. CCRA never votes in favor of an application. Our decision is then emailed to the councilperson, the ZBA, and the applicant. And it's also posted on the CCRA website. It's important to note that no matter how we decide if you're concerned with a project, we strongly recommend that you attend the ZBA hearing. This is the best way to make your concerns known. CCRA cannot, our zoning committee cannot express the neighbor's point of view. Only the property owner or aggrieved individual can express their personal concerns to the ZBA. So with that said, we actually only have one case tonight, and that is 3, is that it? All right. That is 319 South 16th Street. This ZBA hearing is going to be held on October 1st at 9:30. And
This is Wade, real fast. If we could just pause for a second. Ben Zuckerman just called me and he's trying to get in, and he's going to be on in a moment.
Okay, great.
Yep,
we don't need to get started. We do need him. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Wade. He might have called me and I didn't want to interrupt my intro there, but we have just one case, so we definitely can wait. I'm not sure. I don't see him trying to get in.
He had the bad link, so I just forwarded him the correct one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. And Ben Zuckerman is our secretary, so we definitely want to wait for him. And then just so I think I see the applicant is already on. I'm not sure if there are, I think it's mainly committee members tonight and the one applicant. And I guess I just wanted to let, yeah, so this should go pretty smoothly. I'll just introduce the case as long as we have Ben on the line, and then we can go ahead and get started. And this should be pretty smooth. Gabriel, will you be presenting?
Yes, I will.
Okay, perfect.
Will I be able to share my
I
screen with
see.
you guys?
I see Ben here. I'm sorry.
Will I be able to share my screen with you guys?
Yes.
Great.
Just one moment. I just want to go ahead and make sure everyone's on. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. I think there was some confusion with the Zoom link, but I think that we have everyone now from the committee that was trying to get in. Hi, Ben. And so I just wanted to quickly say that we just have one case tonight, and it is 319 South 16th Street. The hearing is scheduled for October 1st, 2025 at 9:30 p.m. AM. And this is a refusal. The reason for refusal is multifamily housing, household living. 7 units does not meet the minimum lot area required per dwelling unit within this RM1 zoning district. So the minimum of 360 square feet of lot area per dwelling unit for the first 1,440 square feet is the minimum. And then a minimum of 480 square feet of lot area is required per dwelling unit in any lot that is in excess of that 1,440 square feet. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Gabriel, who's going to give us the actual details on the area, etc., and the reason for the request for this variance.
Great. Share my screen with you guys. Can you guys see the table of contents?
Yes.
Great. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Gabriel Fellis. I'm here today on behalf of Maureen Horish. She's the principal of M Horish LLC, which owns 319 South 16th Street. We're seeking approval to legalize the existing use of the property as a 7-unit multifamily dwelling. Just before we get into the exhibits, just wanted to provide a little background on Maureen's ownership of the property. She purchased the property in 2001 in its current 7-unit condition. It was marketed to her and sold to her as a 7-unit building. She's made no alterations to convert or expand the number of units since then. She's been a responsible and attentive landlord at this location for over 25 years. At this point, all 7 units are currently rented to long-term tenants. She's never received any code violations or any complaints from any neighbors regarding the property or her tenants. So with that, I'll kind of walk you through some of our exhibits. I know you've had the packet for a few days and you've had a chance to review everything, so I'll try to be as concise as possible. Obviously, leave time for as many questions and concerns that you guys might have. So like we discussed, this is our refusal issued on April 1st. The reason for the refusal is that the 7-unit use did not meet the minimum lot area requirements per unit. So we've included some site plans and some video walkthroughs of each unit in the common areas. I'm not going to go into too much detail of each one individually. Again, I know you guys have had them for a few days at this point with links to the magic plan and to the video walkthroughs with narrations. So I'll just kind of go through them a little quickly. If you guys want me to stop at any point, just let me know. We'll get into specific numbers again. 7 units. First floor. The second floor, the rear and the front. Third floor. And the fourth. All right, so here's our zoning map of the surrounding neighborhood. The property itself is zone RM1, which does allow multifamily use. However, again, as it stands, the lot size does not meet the code's minimum area requirement per unit. Okay, so here we have the most recent zoning permit that we could locate on the public records. This was in 1959. It was a variance for 5 units with the doctor's office. So at some point between 59 and 2001, the prior owner converted it to the current 7-unit layout. Put together a little. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. So here we put together a list of nearby properties that receive variances for 6, 7, and in one case 8-unit rental dwellings. So as you see here, there are several, such as 334, 332, and 311 South 16th Street, that have all received approval for 7 units, despite having smaller lot sizes than the subject property here.
What is the lot size?
The lot size here is 1286. Like I was saying, 334 is actually
Got it.
smaller, this one, and then this guy's, these are all smaller. These are all comparable.
Great.
So this is the deed that transfers ownership in 2001 to M. Horish LLC. Scroll through it quickly. This is our application for appeal, as well as our project information form. And finally, this is our community notice letter that was sent out on June 25th, along with our certificates of mailing, which is the first page of it. But with that, I'd like to open up to any questions that you might have for me or for Maureen, who is on this call as well.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for the thorough presentation. I think probably the most relevant is if you go to that precedent page.
Comparable properties page?
Yeah, the comp page.
Great.
Great. So just because this kind of gives all of the facts. So basically, just to summarize, the lot size is 1,286 square feet. And the code requirement is that, can you just state the code requirement and what you're asking for relief on?
Yeah, so the code requirement. So these are the exact requirements per unit. So I'm just trying to do the math real quickly. So 360 per dwelling unit, so 360 times 7.
Yeah,
Right.
if you just take the 1440 divided by 360, you would only be able to get 4 dwelling units.
Correct. Yeah, that might be it. And that, which is strange, even in the last variance, 59, it was still granted 5. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so basically, if you were just to go to the letter of the code, you would only be able to have 4 dwelling units. You had a variance from 1959 that allowed for 5
It was 5 with the offices as well on the first
with an
floor.
office. Now
Yes.
you're not asking for any office, it's all dwelling units.
Correct. At some
And
point between 59 and 2001, the prior owner converted, I guess, I'm not really sure how they did it, but they converted the whole property into just 7 residential dwelling units, and it's been its condition since then.
okay, great. Thank you for that clarifying. And then this is a list of other similar sized properties that have
All in the same block.
on the same block that have all already gotten relief on this.
Correct. So I'm definitely keying in on here. This is 8 units for 12. This is 7 units for 869, 7 units for 994. This one's a little, actually all two, these ones, both of these are both smaller than our subject property here as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for the great presentation and the recap. I'm going to open up questions to committee members. If you're a committee member and have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Or comment.
This is a fast question,
Sure.
because, it's a sideways question, but the current operator owned this for 24 years.
Correct.
What triggered you to have to come in front of the ZBA? Was it an L9 violation?
No, there was no violation. I mean, Maureen's on here. She can hop on. I think she just wanted to kind of sort it out. I think she was kind of became aware that it wasn't zoned properly when she had it in her possession, and she wanted to take proactive steps to make sure everything was on the up and up. But there was no violations, no complaints, anything like that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Great question.
I have one minor comment since I'm on, and since I know the property very well. We're talking about it as though it was an office that got converted to apartments. But if you actually saw how it looked in 2001, it was 2 apartments that were being used as an office. There were 2 kitchens, there were 2 bathrooms. There was that old-fashioned wood paneling that people used to use in offices. There was that old-fashioned sort of steel door that offices or, businesses used to use. So somebody called it an office on the ground floor, one front and one rear. But the reality is that it was two apartments with wood paneling that looked like two apartments that somebody was turning into an office. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then I guess, are you saying that there was also 5 dwelling units upstairs? So really, it's the same amount of units as it was when you
That's
first.
that's exactly correct. There were 7 bathrooms, 7 kitchens, 7 doors. It's just that the 2 ground floor apartments, somebody used as
And
offices, never took away the kitchens or the bathrooms.
they essentially just called it an office, even though there was no reason that it should be an office.
Okay. Okay, great. That's good clarification as well. All right. I actually think everyone on here is either presenting or on the committee. So hopefully there was no issue with the link that was sent out about this. I don't see any community members. I have one committee member that has a question. Ben Weintraub, go ahead. Weintraub, sorry.
Just following up on the previous questions, there is a renter's license requested issued in 2004 that's now inactive for 4 units. And I don't know if that's the cause for this, but I'm trying to get to the bottom. Same thing as was previously asked of why now, because obviously was aware that it was 4-unit rental license since 2004. And there's also an expired fire alarm certification. So can you update us on those 2 things?
I have a current fire alarm certification, so that's a surprise to me. But as far as the zoning goes, I was made aware of the zoning at closing, and I was told that there are zoning lapses all over town, and you can deal with it over time. So this is my time. No, there weren't any violations. I knew that it was an issue, but those were some busy years for me. I was raising kids, I had a full-time job, and I was running the property. So I'm just trying to make it right, even though it seems late to your eyes. Better late than never.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions from
Yeah.
the committee?
I'm gonna pipe in real quick. It's Karen. Are you planning on doing renovations, or is this going, I mean, in the near future, what are your plans moving forward with the property? And if you don't get the zoning, what are you going to do?
The property has been cosmetically renovated on the inside. The old-fashioned wooden panels that were there are gone, and the kitchens and the bathrooms were modernized. So I plan to continue maintaining it as it is. I don't know what I'll do if I don't get the zoning. It's pretty expensive to start combining units whose floor plans don't make sense for that. So I'm not quite sure what I would do at that point.
And, Maria, so I just want to hop on. So every unit you said is currently rented. So if there was some issue that either L&I comes in and says you have to put everything back to either 4, then that's going to require you to kind of terminate all these leases and kick people out, right?
Yes, and change configurations because the units aren't necessarily adjacent to each other, like you can open a wall and now combine. It would be more like breaking ceilings and floors to combine.
Okay.
In a nutshell, it's an existing 7 units and you're looking for corrective zoning.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is,
That's the important part. Go ahead.
if I can ask a question real fast. What is the situation with trash? Do you use a commercial trash hauler right now?
No, I don't. I use the city trash.
Okay. Are you aware that if you have 5 units or more, then you're required under the zoning or under Philadelphia law to use a commercial trash hauler?
I didn't know it was over 7. I thought it was over 10.
I believe it's over 5.
Okay.
So we may, as a condition or a proviso of any, assuming that we vote to not oppose this, ask you to look into getting a commercial trash hauler.
And that's also something that I can look into for sure to clarify with you, Maureen.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. And besides the mailers, did you reach out to any near neighbors about this?
We
Addressed
sent
to me, addressed to Gabriel.
Oh, either one of you, I guess, just
Yeah.
understanding
We
if the community
we
has
sent
any.
we sent out mailers to everything on the RCO's, I'm sorry, the ZBA's website for nearby
Mhm.
neighbors. I think it was like 120, something like that. Besides that, I'm not sure if Maureen actually went door to door to get anything prior to this one. I think she's still in the process of doing that. We sent her some our sample petitions for support. I think we were planning on doing that kind of between now and the ZBA because again we still have several months until October 1st. So we were planning on going after this meeting, going door to door and getting some signed petitions as well to support.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, thank you. If nobody else has any questions, I think that we have all the information we need to go ahead and make a recommendation here.
Me and Maureen will hop off, but we really appreciate the time, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
See you guys.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.